Hey guys, as I said in that last tutorial, I'm going to just do a vid showing how to open up and put back together the turbografx 16, just for anybody that's never messed with one of these, because it just takes too goddamn long, even that it's easy to do this and then show what I did on hooking up for LEDs. So, only thing I didn't got on there is that attachment. If you guys have been watching my vids, I've got the attachment for hooking up AVs, which is that big ass thing that goes on the back. And also, once again, glad I did decide to do the tutorial, because hard to see here, but it is all of a sudden brighter on that side than this side. The LED on this side is damn near ready to burn out. So, time to take a trip to a crap shack, Radio Shack, and get some more LEDs. So, flip it over here after I unplug it. And if you've been testing it, you might have noticed in the vid when I went to turn it over again for the tutorial, I turned it on and off once. That is just to free any extra electricity that's been trapped in this, which can happen on these old systems, just so you don't get zapped. It's usually not enough to get a bad zap, but nonetheless, just safety precautions. So, here's the bottom of it. Got a screw there, screw almost to the middle, and then screws up those two corners, and then on the far corners towards the back. And once again, gotta have a game bit to open this puppy up. And bit being, it's like a bit that would go in your drill or a screwdriver or whatever. It's just a special bit for game systems. So, start taking it apart here. And sorry, I don't have that high-speed bullshit on my goddamn camera, so this is at normal speed. And if you got one where they're tight, just gradually, about that much at a time, adding pressure if you got one where the screws are tight, because if you twist too hard, especially on these old ones, you can break posts. So far, this thing's built pretty damn good. Like the Sega Master System that I did, I wasn't even twisting that hard, and I got a couple of the posts to snap. Which, fortunately, that thing's got a shitload of screws like this does, so not a problem on putting it back together, but nonetheless, man, just to save you from breaking something. So, set those to the side. And really, like I said in the tutorial, man, this thing, as long as you got that game bit, man, they're really easy to take apart. The only thing I can't do on this is get at the actual motherboard, because they've soldered that outer metal casing together and made it to where you can't tamper with it. Which, I beat them at that, man. I've tampered with it. Crazy, man. They got all these freaking game bits on the outside. Then you get inside of it, what do you got? Phillips. It's like, why couldn't they just do all Phillips? Goes back to, man, it's a new enough system to where it was when they were making it all tamper resistant, so people couldn't open them up. This. Basically flip it over, and then the bottom just lifts right off. I said the bottom just lifts right off there. Like I say, man, just the screws holding it in place. And then upside down, once again, right there and right there are where you got the two little Phillips screws. And recommend, if you can find one, it's about the size screwdriver I use, or maybe just a tiny bit bigger. Try and find one that's magnetized, because as you can see, trying to hold those in place with your finger and do the screwdriver would be a bitch. Another little handy thing to have. They used to have a thing to where you can rub it on your screwdrivers to magnetize them. I don't know if they still make those, but they had them back in the day. That one doesn't want to come out, period. And then nice. I just took this apart before, no problem. Didn't have anything that wanted to fuck with me. And I was like, no, I want to show somebody. So now it's like, let's be a shit. Okay, fuck you. That one can stay in its fucking home. Anyways, pull at the back of it here, just carefully, and lift that out. That's where you plug in your power supply. And then watch your little cover here for the switch. You just lift up there, get your fingers under it, and then that just pops off. And this whole puppy just lifts out. There's the logo. And then putting it back together, same way you took it out. Kind of line it up there. This thing, this little part here that's got kind of a little bump on it, that is just so it stays in place instead of sliding around. That is the bottom of it. This being the bottom, so line that up. And there's a little ridge inside. What I really can't show it to you, but it does sit in a little ridge just so it can slide back and forth. And push down on the back a little bit. Make sure all your little screw holes are popping through the metal. And then just line this up. And pretty much lay your back cover back on it. Well, forgetting again like I did in the last goddamn vid, or first vid. Put your two screws back in here, which are your two Phillips. In fact, I'm going to do that now. Might as well just keep it together. Like I say, nice to have a magnetic screwdriver, because that is a bitch to line that up otherwise. Okay, my bad. Now you put the bottom cover on, and I'm going to do it, but just screw all these back in, and then you're all set to go. But I want to keep it open temporarily so I can see how the other lead does. That's pretty much it, man. Not much to it. So, catch y'all later. Feel free to comment on this one or the tutorial. See if I left anything out, which hopefully I didn't. Later, guys.